What's up, summoners? King Blair here. Today we're gonna be talking about the new banner hero Luluca, and we're gonna be seeing her skills. Is she worth for you to get? And then at the end we'll do about 16 summons trying to pull for her. This is my Europe account that I recently made. Been having some fun in the Europe server. I'm still playing in my main, guys, don't worry. But let's just get right into it. So here she is. I did finish the storyline for her this time before making this video and got to read a lot about her skills and discuss. And overall, I kind of dig it. Let's just dive right into it. So, oh man, I always forget that I have auto on. So this is just a little snippet of how amazing this is. Okay, so let's go first skill. Attacks with intense elemental force, increases proportions to lost health. Nothing super special, nothing crazy. You know, it's not an overpowered first skill. I do want to see how this scales. I don't see it being super crazy or super like broken, but on some bosses, there's times where I'm like, man, I wish I had a way to kill bosses near the end. So it's like the opposite. It's similar to Cess's his third skill, where he does more damage based on their lost health. So I don't know how much it scales. I don't think it's that much, but nothing crazy. This skill is not why I think she's good. Second skill is when we start getting to like, okay, this is actually like really good. So she provides a barrier for the team based on her attack and defense buff for the whole team. There are very, and I mean very few units in the game that provide a defense buff. I think the only ones that do are like Crow. And then I can't think of another one, guys. So very few units. It's like there's probably like one or two that I just can't think off the top of my head. But defense buff, really good with barrier and based on attack. So you could build her super high damage and have a massive barrier, like huge. And this skill is on a 3-turn cooldown. So basically she'll have one turn where she doesn't have barrier, but for all the other times she'll always have barrier up, which is really good. And like, if you'll probably want to build her fast to always have the skill up, so your team will pretty much always have barrier. Super strong. And then the third skill is the other. It's kind of weird that they made her like an attack support, which is, we don't have too many of those, so it's nice. But this third skill attacks all enemies and decreases defense with, I think it goes up to like 75% chance. Yeah, it goes up to 75% chance. It's about the same as Bellona's. Granted, she doesn't get that second from the first skill, but still, the other AoE defense breakers are like Ball and Cessin, not the Sage one, just regular Ball and Cessin, Bellona, Tenimbria, and that's pretty much all there is for AoE defense breakers. And now she's adding that extra layer of defense break and adding another element to the table where we already have fire. We have 2 fire ones, 1 wind, and now we have a water AoE defense breaker. So that's nice. So what do I think about her? Okay, let me show you guys this third skill. In terms of sprite, this is just like on a different level. Like, look at this. Tell me that's not cool. Like, oh, and then she can just chills there and like, boom. I don't know. Honestly, one of the top animations in this game. I was like super impressed by Dizzy. They blew it out of the water with this one. This one's probably like right now one of my favorite animations in the whole game. It just feels so fresh, you know, and oh, man. So in terms of sprite, she's a waifu, you know, she's amazing. She's gonna be, man, she's awesome. In terms of skill and usability, she can do everything. She's kind of gonna be like a Bellona, where she can literally fit into any team because she can be for PvP, she can be for PvE, and she can be for Labby, she can be for everything. So Wyvern, amazing unit. Your frontliner will never die. If you have her, your frontliner will never die. Whether you have Dizzy or you don't have Dizzy, probably won't die because you're literally giving them a barrier every turn basically. You permanently have this barrier up for your frontliner if you make your frontliner slow enough. So they're not going to be taking that much damage from Wyvern with this barrier and increased defense. She's going to have that damage so you can actually build her for attack, so she can actually clear Wyvern properly. And then she has the defense break so you can actually do even more damage to the Wyvern every once in a while once she gets the skill up. So, you know, really, really solid. And the damage does go up too. The other one is for the Asimec, the new raid, the Asimec Hunt raid, where it's like there's a lot of AOE and the boss does a lot of damage. She kind of fits that purpose with like being able to do this AOE defense break, really helpful and get killing those units faster. Is she the best at this role? No, not necessarily, but she still does her job. And then she also provides that defense buff and the barrier so you don't get killed by the boss when the boss is in range. And you can also give her Le Violin so she's able to take off those debuffs from the is able to take off the buffs from the boss. So that's somewhere else you can use her. For Banshee, you could probably use her for Banshee. The barrier's nice. Like, again, you can use... I wouldn't recommend her for Banshee as much, just because, one, she's not Earth, and two, Banshee does strip buffs a lot, so it's not as worth it to have her. You're not getting as much out of her, so I wouldn't build her for Banshee. And then for Labyrinth, probably top tier. Like, one of the best. Because Labyrinth is all about defense break, and it's all about staying alive. So, she does the job really well. What else? For Arena... Again, a barrier that's based on her HP, but then you also have the defense break AoE, so she's more for a cleave comp. So if you're trying to cleave your team, she's going to help you do the job. So overall, she's a really solid kit. Again, I feel like, I don't know, I hate to keep saying this, but she has a very similar kit to Diane. I always misspell it. I always say it wrong, and everyone in the comments always tells me, hey, you said it wrong. One day I'm going to get it. But I forgot it again. But yeah, so she's similar to Diane, where she also has a lot of survivability with the second skill, giving the team a lot of survivability. And while she can't heal, she has access to a lot of really good mage artifacts. So for the global server, the Dizzy artifact, the event limited Dizzy artifact, super strong on her. You get to get extra turns, which means you get to have this up quicker. And you also get to do more damage with this skill. And just overall, I honestly think that's probably one of the best artifacts on her. Her artifact too, the one that she has by herself, is also really good. Because I think the lowering the cooldown will apply to this to the point where it's like she can have this up all the time. But I don't think they would do that just because the soul burn is there. But then you can also get the third skill quicker, so you have defense break up more often. I just think that the Dizzy one is probably the best artifact for her. Other good options would be her exclusive art, not exclusive, but like her artifact that she came with, or I don't know. CRN would be okay. Abyssal Crown works on her because she does have an AOE, but I don't know. I feel like she's more about her advantage and like over time just giving you a lot of advantage. So I think that's why it's the best. Cauldra, I don't think that's for her, but yeah. That's what I think about her. I think she's really dope. I can't stop watching this animation, guys. Oh, I love it. Like when she just, oof. Amazing. So, let's go do some summons. See if we can get lucky. We did some summons in my main account. I did it on my own. And we didn't get her. So maybe we'll get lucky in my Europe account and we'll get her. Especially since very early on, I could actually do a lot of resources on her. Because it'd actually be worth it. So we'll just see what we get. We'll go a little slower. Maybe it's because I did the other ones too fast. So we'll give it a second to like think about it. Oh, I get excited every time like there's like a stutter, because usually when it stutters it means it's like a 5 star is incoming. But all right. Nah, I was hoping that when it slowed down I was like maybe if I don't do anything I'll get extra. So it's a new artifact. Let's see what 3-star artifact don't I have. Not a good one, but it's fine. It's not terrible. Some 3-star artifacts I read and I'm like, they don't look so bad if they actually had like a higher percentage. I could see them being like really good. Grail of Blood is one of those that I was like, I could see this being really good over time. Like, oh wow, okay. All right, we get a little bit of 4-star lightning. Oh my goodness, we got Angelica. Oh man, that's broken. This account's pretty good. This is really good. If you don't have an Angelica and you get an Angelica, you're gonna be happy. I'm pretty happy with this pool for this account. I didn't have her, so that's actually very exciting for me. Let's see. What else do we get? Probably won't get her. I mean, you never know. We still got a couple. Oh, I got excited. I saw lightning and I thought it was gonna be something better. But, Else Fist. It's not terrible. Are we gonna get her? Oh shoot! I spoke too soon. No! She was the pass banner. I feel scammed, guys. I feel very, very scammed. I feel like, oh, I hate when that happens. Again, it's not 100% for you to get her. It's not like those event limited. You can still get the other ones. And when it happens, it's like when you don't want it to happen and it happens, you're like, come on, I really wanted the other unit. I really wanted Luluca. Araminth fine. It's still it's still fine, you know. It's chill. I'm not complaining. It's a 5-star. We got Angelica and we got a 5-star. That's pretty good. And then we're so close to getting another. I mean, let me see if I got a little bit more. There's no way I can get 12 summons. That's kind of hard. But that's all right, guys. We got close. We did get a 5-star, and yeah. So yes, pull for her. She's really, really good. You cannot go wrong with her. She's super solid. Even if you're not gonna build her right now, it's good to try to get her now because she's a really, really just solid unit all through the board. But that's all I got for you guys today. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.